Hey, Patrick, what have you seen from Jerick McKinnon, maybe in practice last week, that told you he was going to have a big game for you guys today? And Brad, I'll have a second question as well.
Yeah. First off, I've seen it from training camp on that he's a playmaker. I mean, there's a reason that he's been a playmaker in this league for the last few years here. So obviously he dealt with injury in his career, and he dealt with a little bit of injury this season. But he's kept his mindset right. He's kept working hard, and I knew with some other guys kind of being down and dinged up that he would step in and fill in nicely.
Okay, and you've had some big games against the Bills the last couple of years. You both had big scoring games this weekend. What are you expecting next weekend when you play those guys?
Yeah, I mean, you expect a really good football team that's going to play really hard. I mean, we're expecting a fight. We're expecting a battle. They have a great offense, great defense, great special teams, and we played them in the AFC Championship game last year. And we know that it's going to be another fight for us if we want to try to move on to the AFC Championship game this year.
Let's go next to Sam McDowell. Good, Sam.
Hey, Patrick. And Brad, I'll have a couple things. Was there any talk on the sideline at all? Obviously, that the start of the game didn't go the way you wanted it to, and we've heard in the past that you've tried to rally the guys and just keep them calm. Did you say anything to them at any point tonight?
I think we all were kind of talking. I think we were all pissed off at ourselves. We felt like we weren't playing with enough energy. We felt like we weren't executing at a high enough level and not playing with enough urgency. And so I thought guys really motivated themselves. We all kind of talked. It wasn't like one person talking. It was everybody talking to each other. And we came with a different urgency starting in that second quarter and kind of carried it the rest of the game.
The second thing is just to follow on that. Do you feel like your past postseason experience helps you stay in that mindset for a game like tonight?
Yeah, I mean, just experiences of being able to come from behind and get wins, playing in the postseason games. We have young dudes that hadn't played yet, and so they got to get that experience this week. And then you have those vets that have been in here before, and you showed that today with how Tyreek and Trav stepped up in big ways to kind of get us sparked and get us rolling again.
Go next to Pete Sweeney. Go, Pete.
Patrick, tonight we saw some deep looks kind of open up again. Travis Kelce throws a touchdown. Nick Allegretti has a touchdown. It really felt like for the first time in a while, you guys were having fun again. How critical is that for you in your playoff hopes to kind of feel that way again?
Yeah, I mean, we got to be diverse. In the playoffs, teams get a little bit more aggressive. Obviously, they played a little bit more single safety middle, especially towards the end of the second quarter, and we showed that we can always be explosive. That's who we are. We're going to make big plays happen if we get the looks. And I think over this season we've learned to be patient as well. And so to be able to do both of those things is what it's going to take in order for us to get where we want to get to.
Let's go next to Vahe. Go ahead, Vahe.
Hey, Patrick. Brad, I'll have a follow-up also. Patrick, just could you take us through Nick Allegretti's touchdown a little bit? And I'm sure you'll like to share what the play was called.
Yeah, no, it wasn't like a special play designed for him. It was, I think he was the fourth read on that play. I thought Burton was kind of the first read. He did a great job of actually going in front of that defensive end to kind of give me room to throw. And then it was Kelce. Then it was the guy on the back end line. And we kind of just tell Allegretti that he can kind of leak out late, not thinking that we're ever going to throw it to him. And I think it was funny because in practice this week, I threw it to him because everyone else was covered. And I was like, I wasn't trying to. It just happened. And, of course, it happens in the game exactly the same way.
The other thing, too, is I wonder, can you critique Travis's first TD pass there?
There's not much to critique. I mean, he slid in the pocket. He dropped his arm down, made a little sidearm throw. If anything, if it wouldn't have scored, I'd been a little upset because I thought I was open in the flat. But they told him not to throw me the ball. So I'll have to talk to Coach Reed about that and maybe be the second option there.
Let's go next to Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
Hey, Patrick. Given that it's the playoffs, just can you describe what the conversation is like between you, EB, Andy, even Mike Kafka about getting to those creative plays and sort of how you set those things up and just how do you try to relay it to the guys, but obviously keep them aware that the play doesn't work if you obviously don't execute it at a high level?
Yeah, I thought we had great communication today, especially after the first quarter, and we saw the different coverages that they were playing. We kind of settled in of how we were going to attack it. They were rolling different coverages, trying to change up the looks, a lot of zone pressures, and then dropping back into either man or zone places. And so we did a great job of figuring that out and then executing the rest of the game. But, yeah, I mean, it's my favorite time of the year, the playoffs, because those guys, Coach Reed, EB, Kafka, they go into the arsenal of finding these plays that that we've kind of haven't ran the entire season that go off the stuff that we've done so far. And so to be in the game and get to see the game plan when you come in on that Monday, Tuesday, it makes you super excited for the game on Sunday.
Let's go next to Aaron Ladd. Go ahead, Aaron.
Patrick, a lot of people are going to talk about the 5 touchdowns in about 10 minutes and 30 seconds. What does that feel like? A lot of teams really can't replicate that. What does it feel like when y'all are in that zone and scoring at will?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, when you have guys that are just making plays and I throw a little check down route to Kelsey and he runs for like 40, and then you kind of get the momentum going. And you got guys that when they get one-on-one, they're scoring touchdowns. It's a great feeling as a quarterback, because when you look at the guy that you kind of want to throw it to and they're wide open, all you have to do is make the throw and let him make the catch. So it's definitely a great feeling.
We'll go last to Harold Kuntz. Go ahead, Harold.
Well, I'll wrap it up with this, Travis. Patrick. Ben Roethlisberger, obviously, things like his last game here. I don't know if you got a chance to share with him anything after the game, but just the conversations with him and that, and just seeing him go, an 18-year veteran, go out like that.
Yeah, I mean, he's a tremendous player that I have a ton of respect for, the way he plays the game, the competitor that he is. You can't take that stuff for granted. I mean, to be able to battle to the very end every single year, he's won Super Bowls. I mean, he's a guy that I've watched growing up, and I have a ton of respect for him. And that's what I told him, is that if this is his last game, he did it the right way. And everybody knows that, and we'll show him a ton of respect going out there.
Patrick, we appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us. Go Cyclones.